Hey everybody, welcome to Bogota. It is Phrasal Verb Review on the balcony. So here is a list of phrasal verbs that some of you have read about and talked about with me. Some of you have not seen these yet, but you will, so don't worry about it. We'll have some video, maybe some images on the screen like this, maybe, or this. What about, oh. Anyway, a little bit of stupid humor. Biting off more than you can chew. Biting off more than you can chew. It's a pretty simple concept. When you try to do too much, basically, you take on too many responsibilities, or you do something which you think you're capable of, but it's actually too much for you. For example, I used to check out 3 or 4 books at the library, thinking that I would read them all in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I would what would you call that? Renew. You can renew the checkout for 2 more weeks. Still barely read any of them, thinking that I'm going to be this voracious reader. And in the end, I don't read anything, or maybe 10 pages, something like that. So that is to bite off more than you can chew. So think about a time when you bit off more than you can chew. You took on a project. You tried to do too much when you were traveling. You tried to, you know, go out with your friends a lot, be social, but also work. Bite off more than you can chew. Now let's talk about brushing up on something that you knew before, and it's been a while since you've really practiced this or learned this, studied this, and you need to refresh. You need to brush up on brush up on your Spanish, brush up on your coding languages, brush up on your Spanish history. Maybe you're going to go take an exam and you need to brush up. For example, if you're taking an exam for a citizenship test in the United States, you need to take a history exam. So you need to brush up on your American history, or you need to brush up on your Taekwondo, for example. So that is to brush up on something. I'm not catching on as quickly as I used to do. I'm not catching on, which means I'm not beginning to understand something. It took a very, very long time for me to catch on to the editing software, to edit these videos. I didn't like it at first. I didn't feel like it was really good for me. I didn't feel like I had this type of brain, this creative brain. But after a while, I started to catch on. I learned the basic ideas, and then I started to understand, to see things that I didn't see before. I started to catch on. And this is the exact same philosophy that you should have with pronunciation, with the schwa, with the linking. At first it's very, very new for you, and you feel like this is completely foreign to me. It's very, very hard to catch on, to get this, and I understand that. But stick with me, keep practicing, and you'll start to catch on. You'll start to get the hang of it, and then you'll be able to see things that you couldn't see before. Next is freak out. Stop T. Freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. We're all good. Lighten up. There's no reason to freak out. You'll be showing off like usual, to show off, to display your talents, possibly in an arrogant way or a very showy offy way. Look at me, I'm so cool. Be up to speed. Let's get up to speed. We need to get to speed. We need to be up to speed with our project. We need to up to speed, catch up to someone. Catch up to the pace that you're supposed to be going to. Catch up to the next team. Catch up. Different to catch on. I need to point this out over and over. To catch up is to become level with something, like you catch up in a race, or you need to catch up on your work. You're behind, and you need to catch up. Catch on is beginning to understand. And of course, let's not forget that catch on can also mean becoming popular or trendy. A popular song can start to catch on. A popular dance, a popular video, or even a popular TV show is starting to catch on. Let's say a very popular TV show wasn't popular at first. Seinfeld, for example, the famous American show Seinfeld, that rivaled Friends for airtime was not initially popular. It didn't catch on until season 4 or 5 when it really, really got popular. So that's an example of to catch on. Pull it off, to pull something off. To pull it off? What does that mean? Well, pull something off is to achieve the unlikely, to perform a miracle, to pull off a miracle. I don't know how they managed it, but they pulled it off. Linking, of course, pulled it off. They pulled it off. All right. For example, Liverpool somehow pulled off a victory. It didn't look like they were going to pull off the victory, but they pulled it off. You could pull off an election. Maybe some candidate has a very low chance of happening, but somehow they pulled it off. They got elected. They pulled it off. Do you think I could pull off this matching shirt jacket combination? To pull it off. So I tried to wear an earring. I tried to pull off an earring when I was younger. I thought that I would look very cool. I felt that it was something that I wanted to do. And every few years, I used to put in my earring, go around, and nobody liked it. They said I couldn't pull it off. You couldn't pull off an outfit, a color. You couldn't make it work, for example. Pull it off. That's the second meaning of to pull off. I think I can pull off this combination, but that's up to you. You tell me. Is this something that I can pull off? So tell me a time when you bit off more than you can chew. Okay, tell me in the class. I love these stories. These are always very, very good stories. Um, what is something that you'd like to brush up on? What is something that is catching on right now? Like TikTok. TikTok caught on really quickly, didn't it? And now it's the biggest platform for little silly videos that I'm going to make very soon, like this one. And what else do we have? I think that's about it. Maybe other one more question? One more question. One more question. Piling up? I forgot to talk about pile up. This is pretty easy, right? Things are piling up. They are concentrated. Pile up. Your clothes are piling up. Your papers are piling up. Your bills are piling up. Bills, no good. Bills are no good. Piling up, becoming a pile. Piling up. Well, that's all for now. Stay tuned for more. Have a great weekend. Bogota says goodbye.